Her calf, only days old, remains close to her powerful legs, relying on her massive height for protection. Yet, even the tallest prey must remain vigilant. The savanna is a constant arena of observation.
Far off, low in the dry grass, the movement of coordinated hunters is already underway. The pride has split into a classic fan formation, cutting off any easy route of escape.
The lead lioness, a specialist in ambush, uses every termite mound and shadow for concealment. Amani's senses are alerted to a shift in the air, a scent that speaks only of danger and predation.
She stiffens, lifting her head high above the acacia trees, trying to locate the unseen threat. The calf, sensing his mother's sudden tension, presses himself tightly against her flank. The lionesses communicate using subtle tail flicks and head nods, a silent language of the hunt.
They calculate the precise moment to launch their attack, aiming for maximum surprise and chaos.
Amani begins to shift her weight, a subtle repositioning that signals her internal alarm is rising.
Her enormous size works against her. She cannot be invisible, only intimidating.
Close-up shot of the lioness's golden fur and the intense reflection of the sun in her eye. This movement confirms the pride's suspicion. The giraffe is aware, but trapped between the hunters. One lioness breaks slightly, moving to cut off the retreat to the dense cover, a crucial tactical move. Amani whirls her long, prehensile tail, a final sensory effort to feel the air for movement behind her. The calf trips slightly, a moment of vulnerability that sends a clear signal to the waiting ambush. The pride locks onto the weakest link, the small, defenseless target, protected only by its mother's body. Amani and calf. Amani, a female giraffe, standing firm, perfectly positioned to block the approaching line of attack. A quick, short rush forward, stopping abruptly, then sinking back into the grass.
Amani responds instantly, lifting a leg and stamping the ground hard, refusing to be rattled.
This power display is a critical deterrent, reminding the pride of the danger her hooves pose.
The lionesses shift position, now adopting a cautious approach, respectful of the giraffe's formidable defense. The tension is almost unbearable, a silent promise of violence hanging heavy in the afternoon air. A grunt from the pride leader signals the end of the psychological warfare and the beginning of the attack.
She has spotted them. The time for grazing is over. The time for defense has begun.
The calf is immediately driven backward, positioned strategically between Amani's protective rear legs.
Amani begins a slow, deliberate march, trying to find a safer, more open area for defense. The lionesses pace her movements, moving low alongside her, maintaining the terrifying encirclement.
The calf struggles slightly to match the adult's stride, a hesitation that invites a quick strike.
Amani responds with her most devastating weapon, the forward, swinging kick of her front leg.
The kick is a near miss, the wind shear alone forcing the lioness to abruptly veer away. Shot of the lioness skidding.
The sudden, violent defense sends a powerful shockwave through the rest of the waiting pride.
Her back legs are even more dangerous, capable of delivering crushing, bone-shattering blows.
The second lioness attempts a run-by strike, dashing in low and fast to bite at the giraffe's flank.
Amani meets the attack with a sharp, backward kick, a defensive move perfected over millennia.
The lioness is caught by the edge of the hoof, sent tumbling violently across the dusty ground.
Amani stands like a fortress, her towering frame a testament to nature's incredible engineering for survival.
The calf manages to suckle for a brief moment, drawing comfort and essential strength from its mother.
The pride shifts tactics, now attempting to confuse the mother by attacking from two separate directions simultaneously.
This calculated maneuver tests Amani's ability to defend both her front and rear flank at once. The third lioness, recovered from the kick, moves to position herself as the silent, final threat. Amani makes a decision. The two lionesses rush in low, aiming for the vulnerable joints of the giraffe's front legs.
The missed attack is not a failure. It is a successful display of dominance and control.
The sun beats down intensely. The exertion is wearing heavily on Amani's massive body. The calf, exhausted and terrified, presses its body against the sand, trying to vanish. The pride recognizes the moment of weakness and begins to close the ring once more.
This forces the pride to attack from fewer angles, a minor victory won through pure intelligence. Giraffe.
The lioness jumping up and down nervously in front of Amani, trying to draw her attention.
All three lionesses burst from the cover simultaneously, closing the remaining distance at top speed.
Amani braces herself, her massive legs planted firmly. She is an immovable pillar of defiance.
The first lioness breaks cover, making a rapid, low-slung charge toward the vulnerable calf.
Explosive. Amani pivots with astonishing speed, her massive front legs becoming deadly, heavy weapons. The lioness is met not with flesh, but with the terrifying force of a hoof, traveling at high speed.
The terrifying defense. A lioness manages to evade the kick, leaping onto Amani's massive, moving flank.
The weight of the attacker is instantly felt. Amani stumbles, her powerful structure momentarily disrupted.
Amani executes a frantic, twisting turn, attempting to dislodge the clinging predator with raw force. Amani roars in pain, a deep, guttural sound rarely heard, fueled by fear and maternal rage.
She delivers a blindingly fast, downward kick with the wounded leg, momentarily stunning the attacker.
The third lioness circles, attempting to cut off Amani's escape route into the open savanna.
Amani uses her long neck as a weapon, swinging her head in a wide arc to keep the predators at bay. The lionesses realize they cannot win by single-strike force. They must rely on coordinated exhaustion.
The battle turns into a brutal dance, Amani constantly turning, always keeping the calf shielded.
The lead lioness spots a chance, a low branch that might impede Amani's crucial head swing.
She drives Amani toward the branch, exploiting the environment to limit the giraffe's defense. Amani's long neck is momentarily restricted, giving the two other lionesses a window of opportunity.
The two flanking lionesses close in fast, one targeting the body, the other targeting the neck. Amani sprints 3 powerful steps, violently shaking the lioness off her flank and into the dust. Amani stumbles slightly on her wounded rear leg, slowing her escape, a critical, painful vulnerability.
The three lionesses switch to a relentless herding strategy, driving Amani toward rough, uneven terrain.
Amani struggles on the uneven ground, the uneven footing making her defensive kicks less accurate.
The lionesses exploit the reduced accuracy, rushing in close and forcing Amani to constantly pivot.
Amani uses her head again, snapping at the nearest attacker, aiming for a stunning, distracting blow.
The calf is jostled violently, crying out as it is forced to navigate the chaotic struggle.
Amani sees a clear opportunity, a narrow path leading back to the open savanna. Amani's immense stride carries her quickly away from the pride, regaining critical distance on the open plain.
The lionesses pursue for a short distance, but the giraffe's speed and stamina are superior on the flat ground.
They watch Amani move away, the failure of the coordinated attack, a painful, hungry lesson learned. Amani continues her march until the figures of the lionesses are reduced to small, harmless dots on the horizon.
The pride retreats, realizing the lethal risk of Amani's defense far outweighs the potential reward.
One lioness pauses to stare back, a promise of a future attempt still lingering in her amber eyes.
The calf, though tired, begins to suckle again, restoring the precious fluid and energy lost during the escape. Amani maintains a protective stance, head high, constantly scanning the tree lines for the slightest sign of returning danger. She moves them slowly toward a clump of tall thorn trees, seeking shade and better defensive cover. The pride leader, meanwhile,
leads her hungry lionesses to the river to rest and recover from their injuries. One lioness is noticeably limping, a visible cost of challenging the mother giraffe's defense. Amani finds a suitable spot, protected on two sides by thick, spiny branches. She begins to eat, quickly gathering vital energy before the dangers of the night arrive. The calf settles down beneath her, its breathing finally slowing to a steady, calm rhythm. Amani lowers her neck to rest, but her eyes remain half open, her watch perpetual. A herd of zebra passes by in the distance, oblivious to the high drama that unfolded moments earlier. The night air is cool and refreshing, washing away the heat and the exhausting stress of the day. The calf is now in a deep sleep, finally safe from the immediate threats of the daylight hours. A faint, distant roar of the lion pride echoes across the plains, a final reminder of their presence.
She ignores the sound, recognizing it as a territorial declaration, not an immediate attack signal.
The mother giraffe remains motionless, her vigilance the last line of defense for her vulnerable young.
She chews her cud slowly, drawing every last piece of energy from the vegetation she consumed. The large, full moon begins to rise, casting a soft, clear glow over the resting pair.
She rests her long neck over a strong branch, taking the immense weight off her muscles for a few minutes. She continues her slow, silent watch, a guardian standing firm against the dangers of the African night.
She returns her gaze to the open plains, knowing the greatest threat will return with the new light.
The night passes slowly, measured only by the changing positions of the celestial bodies. Amani senses the first subtle shift in the wind, signaling the approaching dawn and a new day.
She gently nudges the calf, preparing it for the need to move before the hunters resume their search.
She guides the calf away from the scene, the memory of the terrifying battle etched into the dust. In the African sun, survival is not a given. It is earned through sheer strength and a mother's fierce, unbreakable will.